Hello, welcome to another episode of Weapons of Influence written by Robert Cialdini. Today we will talk about Chapter 7, Authority. Now, the Stanford Prison Experiment is no joke, and the Stanley Milgram Experiment is certainly not a joke. Although there is a recent trend to discredit these extremely valuable tests. So, we have the researcher in the Milgram experiment, we have the learner and the teacher. The researcher is the boss, the learner is an actor, and the teacher is basically you, a common day person. So, it basically explains the atrocities of Nazi Germany and shows the fascist within all of us. It also proves we defer to authority like puppets, and it's baby steps. Tyranny goes step by step. It's like bully, push, 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 see what I get away with, until the hormones in my brain have become so overindulgent in power that I can do basically whatever I want. We humans have a deep-seated sense and duty to authority. There are similarities with the children of Hamelin and the Pied Piper, as his music makes the rats defer, and then he takes the children away as revenge for not being paid. Just as postmodernism and feminism are the bad guys of the 21st century. So we are trained from birth that obedience is the right thing to do. To our parents, to our teachers, to our government, to our doctors. And in the field of medicine, this is very important because health is important and physicians are deemed demigods. Only a greater doctor would be able to overrule another doctor. What people fail to realize is that hospitals are cesspools of diseases and fascism, while doctors are very good at cutting and giving pills and drugs. But that's kind of it. That's what they do. They don't heal, they don't regrow stuff. It's our body that does that. So rank is important, and if you have a low rank, no one will eat healthy broccoli. So if I'm a low-ranking monkey and I start eating broccoli because it's healthy, nobody will follow. But if the boss starts doing it, or if the people in high respect and high esteem start doing it, then everybody down the ranks will follow. So the defense. Well, do not fall under the spell of the bell tower. Keep control of your own biases. Be aware that cops and doctors and judges aren't that much more effective nor competent. They just pretend to be with their uniform and their degree. So when authority is in play, we got to realize that we go to click, so it's like the tape recorder. You put the click, and an automatic response trickles down. You need to know this because else we're walking straight into our own demise. Now, the appearance of authority is enough, and confidence, of course, is such another drawing. You can have a completely incompetent doctor who is very confident and you will give him your money and your time. While you can have a really good doctor who is very humble and not that confident and who will save your life, but you won't trust him because he does not have the confidence. Titles are important. They make people slavishly obey. It trumps the nature of a person. So a lot of this has to do with the primal fear of death and suffering and the need for a higher meaning, like doctors and nurses. They did some tests, and even in healthy hospitals where nurses actually know better, if the order of the doctor comes, more than 90% they obey, even if it's the wrong, clearly flawed thing to do. That is how strong this pull is. So clothes, for example, you have hospital whites, priestly black, army green, police blue, and even a business suit can change the perception of other people. So you also have the trappings, of course, like big cars, who give an aura of status and position in society. A good defense would be like knowledge and insight into the matter. A lot is fake, a lot is marketing, a lot is indoctrination, and a lot is gang-based, in the sense that if you don't do this, the gang is gonna beat you up. In general, authority figures know what they are talking about. At least they know it a bit more than regular laymen. They are the experts, they are specialized, and they have put in their 10K hours. So generally, their advice should be seriously valued and considered. But blind obedience causes a lot of misery. So my emotions have tricked me many times and still do, and I can suspect they will continue in the future. For example, I want to save these young, damaged women, and I'm willing to dig my own grave for them. So then there's a story about Vincent the waiter, who got the most tips of all. Why? Because he wasn't afraid to mention small shortcomings. He also had different strategies. For example, if there was a family, he was kind of clownish and focused on the children. When he was witnessing a date, he was kind of imperious, focused on the boy. If there was an older couple, he dropped the superiority act with more respect. When the person was single, he was friendly and warm and jovial. When there was a group, he told about the bad products and suggested different ones to win their trust. He was informative, knowledgeable, and honest, and it gave a Matthew effect. We will trust this man. If you go to one car dealer, you won't get the best thing. You have to make them compete. If you go to one girl, you won't get the best girl. You have to make them compete, because that is the nature of things. So there is a strong pressure to comply with symbols of authority, because if you don't, you will be humiliated by the government gang, or the police, or the authority, or whatever you want to call it, you know. Humiliation, imprisonment, banishment, death, violence, all these are real threats, which is why we walk in line. So this was the chapter on authority. I hope you learned something, and see you next time.